YouTube world, it's your boy Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm back with another NXT review. Spilling the NXT is what I like to call it. This is, of course, what I do with my shows. I got my handy dandy notebook on the side. Oh, handy dandy notebook. That's okay. Handy dandy notebook, which I have, and I pretty much just talk about the show and the ups and the downs and all the other good stuff. This is my nutshell of NXT. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the share, good stuff, all the stuff that I tell you to do. Eventually, I have an intro away from my brother. He's been owing me an intro since like July, so hopefully we'll get in together. Hopefully, I'll get a webcam that shows better than what my this webcam is doing. Hopefully, I have a mic eventually someday when I'm not poor, but it's okay. Right now, we're gonna get into NXT, which that was a decent show. It was a good enough show. They're of course having their takeover that's this Sunday, NXT Takeover War Games, and this is just pretty much the prelude to the show. That's pretty much all this was. You had your developing stories, and oh, I just slapped something. I caught it too. I slapped the Jesus out of that thing, and pretty much that's what it is. But of course, we open up the show with a video package from Pat Patterson, who passed away, unfortunately, at the age of 79. First ever Intercontinental Champion. He won it in Rio de Janeiro, I believe. That's not, if I'm not mistaken. He has been the brainchild, the creator, the father, if you will, of the Royal Rumble. He was backstage producer. He did a lot of stuff in NXT, and just overall a fantastic guy. I think he was the first guy to openly admit in the wrestling world that he was gay. That he's been hiding being gay for like several, like 40 years or something like that. So lots of love to Pat Patterson. He was a fantastic person. He was a fantastic human being, and a lot of the people, Jake Atlas dedicated this show to him. I think somebody else did as well. But with that said, I'm going to get into the show, which was again decent. They had of course, the North American Championship is going to be defended Sunday. It's going to be Leon Ruff defending his championship against Johnny Gargano and Damien Priest. This was a tag team match. It was supposed to be Legado de Fantasma, Raul Mendoza, and Joaquin Wilde versus the champion Leon Ruff and my boy Curtis somebody, the guy who's challenging Legado for the Cruiserweight Championship. I forget his name, but he's really, really good, and I actually really like him. But of course, Damien Priest talked to Mr. Regal and got him out the match so he can go in and match just because he wanted to protect Leon Ruff and stuff like that. Johnny Gargano was on commentary. He was brilliant. This match was a decent beginning to the show. Um, I liked it. I like Leon Ruff. I like him as champion. I like how he has to, even as champion, has to prove himself to other people that he's a legit champion and stuff like that. He had a lot of cool moves in there. Damien Priest was getting worked over a good bit. Um, it was a good match. I liked it a lot. When Leon Ruff is no longer champion of the North American people, I would not mind him going into the cruiserweight division and mixing it up with like Jake Atlas and Tony Nese and Curtis whatchamaface and Joaquin Wilde and the champ and all that. I think he'd be do very well in that cruiserweight championship division because apparently it needs it because Jake Atlas he had him a thing with Tony Nese, which was also a really good match, but Jake Atlas was like squashed by Legado Escobar. I keep calling him Legado because it's the name of the group, but he keeps getting murdered by uh, everybody in the Legado de Fantasma. He just lost like in like 5 minutes to Escobar like a couple of weeks ago. He got spanked by Cameron Grimes last week, and now he is in rebuilding stage again. Um, but again, it was a good match. Tony Nese is very good. Tony Nese is very underrated. Always good to see Tony Nese on NXT TV because I don't really watch 205 Live like that, even though I really should because it's actually a pretty decent show. But yeah, there's not really anything. We haven't seen my guy Swerve in a while. I don't even think he's been on 205 Live and recently. I don't know if they're gonna have some guys from 205 Live because it's taped the same in the same place as NXT. I don't know if they're gonna start getting more guys from 205 Live to fill up that space for the cruiserweight division because right now Escobar ain't got nobody to face. Nobody. Like only person he can face right now is Jordan Devlin, and he's in UK and he's champion UK doing what he's doing over there. So I don't know, but it's like I said, it was a good match. It was decent stuff. I enjoyed it. Jake Ellis did good. He has a lot of potential, and hopefully he rises to the top. Maybe he gets another chance or something like that, or maybe he just needs a tag team partner. I mean, when in doubt, put somebody in the tag team or turn him heel. So we'll see what happens with him. Um, Cameron Grimes beats up Austin Gray. This is, of course, leading to his strap match with Dexter Loomis. Another great bit. The match, it was a thing. It was there. It happened. It was there. It happened. It was a match. It wasn't a long match, but it was a match. He beat Austin Gray very quickly, like in 2-3 minutes, to the moon, and then he hit the cave in, and then he got the burlap sack that was in it. He got the strap. He was up. Dexter Loomis, you think you're the best? You think you're top dog? Oh, I got you, Dexter Loomis. You think you want to be strapped with me? Cameron Grimes to the moon? I got you. And then he gets the strap, and then he takes it and he beats him with the strap. He's beating Austin Gray with the strap, and then Austin Gray falls out the ring, and he was like, oh, see, you think you could get away with me, but you can't. Oh, and I can just reel you right in. And then, of course, he reels him in, and Dexter Loomis emerges from it, and he slides in there. And Cameron Grimes don't know what's going on. He's about to whip him. He turns around. Oh, sugar, honey. I see Cameron Grimes is scared. He got to think and pooped his pants. Dexter Loomis beat him up, and he whipped him and stuff like that. So that's gonna be a pretty good match between those two. I'm assuming this is gonna be the last match. And then I also assume that it's going to be Dexter Loomis getting that W that he needs. Uh, he'll probably be in line in more of the NXT North American title scene. I don't know, but great stuff from Cameron Grimes as always. He's the best, and I love Loomis. He's also the best. Everybody's the best. Um, they got a thing with Xia Li and Boa bobbing for their lives, bobbing for honor, or something like that. They keep failing and depressing this lady who might be Mako, who I hope is Mako. It's probably not going to be her, but they are disappointing somebody and they're just getting their face dumped in water. They're getting kendo whipped. I like it. I like what they're doing. Hopefully, this leads to big things for them because I love Xia Li. I think Boa's really good, and they really haven't had anything decent enough until this. So I like what's going on. They did this whole undisputed era thing with them. Well, they did a thing, and then also the whatever their names are, Pat McAfee and team. They did a thing. Uh, undisputed era pretty much just talked about how they've been dominating NXT for 2 or 3 years, and they need to reflect them on themselves because apparently this is the biggest challenge they ever had, and they have to reflect on themselves. And then Bobby Fischer's like, "Okay, we're done reflecting. We're the best. We're gonna kick ass." and take names, and they were all fancy. They were riding in limos. They were eating fancy dinners and stuff like that. And then Pat McAfee and his team, they talked forever and pretty much said that they're not going to do that. They're going to get beat up. They dominated everybody. Uh, Pete Dunne is the best. He beat everybody. By the way, the person who helped him win a little bit, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. It was somebody else that maybe hand someone in the match, but it wasn't me. It was totally him. But that was the whole thing. He pretty much just talked about that. He just said, are they going to beat him up? Are they dangerous? Uh, are they the best tag team? Whatever. So, yeah. And then Pete Dunne actually talked too. He said that at TakeOver that they're going to beat their ass. Good stuff. And he said that's not undisputed. That is a promise. And then they leave. So, good for them. Yeah. It was good, but it was just really long. Next up, I liked this. Everrise was about to get in. Was about to have a match, and they were about to face grizzled young veterans, who I love. I love grizzled young veterans as heels. They're fantastic. Uh, and then instead, Imperium showed up. Imperium beat up Everrise, and then they said, "Ha, Everrise, forget them. We the best. Imperium, this is our mat in the sacred, and you're not gonna steal our spotlight because we're better than you guys." And then we had a match between the two. I was happy about this match. The match was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. Ruined by the finish, but it is what it is. Of course, Imperium and Grizzly Young Veterans are very fantastic, and I guess you want to keep them both strong, so you have strong match. There was a little couple slip ups going on there, but as Grizzly Young Veterans, the first time back in like months. They haven't wrestled in months. But otherwise, fantastic match. There was suplexes going all over the place. I like the things where Thatcher, where I'm gonna talk about Thatcher in a second, where Barthel and Fabian Eichner when they have somebody hanging on the thing and they do the stereo drop kicks. I like that stuff, and then he follows it up with like a suplex thing. Uh, just a really fun match, good stuff. And then Everrise come and they attack them. They attack everybody. Sort of like the style what Leon Ruff did when he beat up Damien Priest and Johnny Gargano when they didn't take him serious. Like he beat him up, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm the best." And then they got up and then looked at him. He was like, "I'm the best, but I'm leaving." It's pretty much what Everrise did. They beat up everybody. They was, we're the best." And they got up and they looked at him. It was like, and then they dipped, and then they was like running away, and then Mackenzie was trying to interview. He was like, "Hey, not now, Mackenzie, we're trying to leave." And he said, "Hey, we're the best," and they drove off. I like this because again, it helps the tag team division because the tag team division is non-existent. So now you have zero tag. You went from having 1-2 punch and Breezango to now having Grizzly Young Veterans to having Imperium and actually having Everrise, who's out there doing the thing, doing the diggly darn thing. So that's fantastic for them. So now you got 5 teams, and then you plus got Killian Dane and Drake Mavericks there. Um, Undisputed Era. Oh my God, how did I just forget Undisputed Era? Undisputed Era is still there for right now. So the tag team division is they're out. They're getting out here. They're out here now, which is all fantastic stuff. Uh, So when they get it proper, it's gonna be popping. And then on UK, of course, they still even without them, their tag division even without Imperium and Grizzly Young Veterans, so desperately need NXT. They still have Gallus. They still have um, Pretty Deadly. Still have Ashton Smith and Kofi Kingston look alike. They still have the Hunt. They still have Mark Andrews and Rick Mark Andrews and Flash Webster Morgan. They still have one more team. They might. I mean, they technically still have what's their names? Um, Mustache Mountain over there, technically. Um, Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan. So I mean, they still, even without those two, they still got 6 to 7 tag teams right now. They probably have like another one who I'm forgetting. Do they got anybody else? So they both right now got 7 tag teams each. So that helps NXT a big bunch because they need it. Now we're getting to Timothy Thatcher, his Thatch Ken style. He is in there with another one of his students, and he's in there and he's talking about distractions. He's like, all right, seems like now everybody wants distraction. Everybody's got distractions, whether it's with the ref or somebody's coming down the ringside, uh, poking eyes or doing whatever. Or he mentioned what Tommaso Ciampa did to him when he was just sitting in chairs. He was like, well, we're going to prepare for distractions. And then he turns around, boom, Tommaso Ciampa chilling right there. He was like, dude, what are you doing here? And then Tommaso Ciampa's like, hey, I got a lesson that I want to teach too. And he was like, bro, I already told you I ain't got no problem with you. And he's about to leave. And Tommaso Ciampa calls him like a coward or punk or whatever like that. And then Thatcher like attacks him. They brawl a little bit. Ciampa gets the upper hand. And then the guy, the kid, the student, started beating up Tommaso Ciampa. I was like, oh, all right, students out here defending him senpai. I like it. And then Ciampa kind of gets the upper hand on them, and then Thatcher beats him up, throws him all over the place, and puts him in a chokehold and lays him out. Distraction. That was the lesson. He taught him the lesson of distraction. And then Mackenzie talked about uh, his student, and for the first time in ever, Timothy Thatcher was actually smiling and happy. He was like, "Yeah, man, I like when a student teaches and shows initiative. I like it." It's like today I taught Tommaso Ciampa a lesson in distraction. Take over word games. I'm going to teach him a lesson in respect. And then um, that was it. Main event time. Before I get to the main event, they run down war games. Um, Timothy Thatcher versus Tommaso Ciampa. Uh, the triple threat match for the North American Championship. There's like the men's war game and then the women's war game match. I think that's actually all of them, to be honest. But main event: Shontzi Blackheart versus Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez does a thing on commentary, or she does a backstage thing. She just pretty much says that she's gonna destroy um, Shontzi, and she made some type of joke, and I forgot. It was actually she made a joke, and I don't remember it, but she made a joke on it. Shontzi is building some maybe a tank or something like that, and Rhea and Ember are there with her. They're yelling at her. She's like, "Why do you want?" And then they show her, I'm guessing, a tank, and she says she loves it. She says she thinks I'm in love, and so am I. And it's with Shontzi Blackheart, and I will love Shontzi Blackheart forever and ever. She's the best to me. I love her. I will. Oh, perfection. But this match was it was decent. It was good stuff. The good thing about matches like this, especially for people who are less experienced, like Shontzi and Raquel, is it gives them a lot of times to like do whatever, like get their stuff in, to be creative and be as reckless as they need to be. That's how Shontzi works really good. That's how she works best. That she's learning, so she's a little bit sloppy in the ring. But in the form of the ladder matches, what they do is it helps them. It helps her. And I like this match a lot. I like the use, how different it was from last week. The only problem that I have with this is I just wish, because it happens every year, right? You have a men's war game match and you have a women's war game match. They're both ladder matches to see who's going to be the number one, or who's going to get the advantage in the thing. I wish that they would switch it up from like a ladder match to like something else. Like last week they did ladder match. Why not this week or other times? Why not do cage match? Why not do TLC match? Why not do a tables match? Why not do? You have so many different types of like gimmick matches. Like WWE has like 900 million gimmick matches, and they keep making gimmick matches up on a spot. Why not have a street fight? Why not have I don't know. Well, not probably not a cage. Well, you can have cage match. I mean, I know technically War Games is like inside two cages, but you can have a regular cage match. You can have a Hell in a Cell, whatever. You can have a TLC match. You can have a regular tables match. You can have a, like I said, you can have a street fight. You can have a whole. You can have all these different types of matches, and like you're climbing a ladder to get a briefcase, but there's nothing substantial in the briefcase. It's literally just for you to be the last person to come, the first whole team to come out. That's all it really is. So I just want to see like one, I want to see them do that, like do different stipulations if they're going to keep doing this every year. And two, I want to see it done on the same show. Um, because like last week we just got a ladder match and it was like this week was like, well, we're gonna be another ladder match, and it honestly like just make this like, or at least make the go home show like your biggest show. Just do that. Like imagine if you had this week the two ladder matches, like your two big go home shows to try to compete. If you like competing with AEW, you have Shontzi versus Raquel Gonzalez in the first match, and then in the last main event, that's when you have Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne, who they had, what they did last week, and then you had all those other good stuff that was going in the middle of this match or in the middle of the show. This match would have been this show would have been probably even better than it would have originally been. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's just my opinion. Like you go big on your go home show. You have the one ladder match with Shontzi and you have the women's go home, and then you have the men's one. Um, but besides that, it was a good match. Kind of shocked that Babyface actually won, that Shontzi actually won, because normally what happens is the heels win, and they get advantage to beat up the baby faces. So now, unless they're gonna do another thing like they did last year, where I don't even know if the baby faces won last year, but they did a thing where you were down two people, I think, or one person. It was supposed to be one person, then Dakota Kai turned heel, and then so it was only like two people. I think it was only like two people. Oh, it was supposed to be Dakota Kai and Tegan Knox. That's what it was. It was supposed to be Dakota Kai, Tegan Knox, Candice LeRae, and Rhea Ripley. And then Dakota Kai turned heel on Tegan Knox, hurt her leg, and then she ran away. And then it was 2-on-4. So that's what happened. That's what I remember. Okay, that's what happened. So maybe this time they attack somebody again. Maybe they attack. Oh, who can you attack? You can't really attack nobody, right? Maybe you attack Rhea. I don't know. Oh, you can't. You can't really attack nobody. Or you can do. This is what you can do. This is what you can do. You can attack them before the match, like attack somebody, like attack Rhea or attack Shotzi or attack whoever before the match. It's like, oh, there goes your advantage. Ha ha ha. And then it's only three people. And then the four beat up the three. And then the fourth big hero comes in and saves the day. Maybe that's how they'll switch it up and do it or something like that. But yeah, EO is also named fourth person, as I wrote in my notes. Shanti versus Raquel. EO first person, fourth person? Question mark. EO fourth person. Um, but all in all, this was a good show. It was a decent enough go home show for Takeover War Games. Um, I'm looking forward to all the matches that's going to be on there. Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Lumis is going to be good. Thatcher versus Tommaso Ciampa is going to be fantastic. Triple threat match is going to be good. I don't know who's going to win that match. If Leon Ruff wins it, There's a lot of different opportunities he can go because Priest and Johnny Gargano is still going to go back and forth without the title. But if one of them wins, which if it would be anybody, it would be Damien Priest. I can see Leon Ruff getting into the cruiserweight division, introduce him in that cruiserweight division. Maybe he's feeling down in the dumps or something like that. And then that's when Escabar is, and everybody else from Phantasma, they make fun of him. You loser. That's why you lost. He wasn't cutting it, and then gets him in that cruiserweight division and keeps Leon Ruff going and stuff like that. So that would probably be a good thing. And then you can continue Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest for like another takeover or whatever like that. Um, I think I think I think Pete Dunne is I think Pete Dunne will be the one to challenge Finn Balor next, and I think he's gonna win. I think he'll be next. Uh, I don't know if they're gonna. Oh, are they gonna win? If they win, that's gonna happen. Undisputed Era, they don't need to win anything. They're Undisputed Era. They've won everything in life for the past 2 years, so they don't really need to win anything. I mean, if they do, it's a notch under the belt for Roderick Strong, who has never won a War Games match. So that would probably be a good thing for him. But I can just see Pete Dunne getting the big W for the team, or maybe Pat McAfee getting a big W for the team. But Pete Dunne definitely in line for that NXT championship. I hope it happens. But that was the show. What you guys think? Let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.